In this video, we're looking at support and resistance, how to find key levels on the chart to know exactly when you should be going long or going short on the market. Now, this is the perfect time for me to make this video. I'm on a 4-hour time frame. As I was actually preparing to go live or to start recording, the market started pushing up here. But the most significant thing is that if I bring my horizontal array here, you can see that it pushed up from this key level of support. That's where the market has been, coming to bounce off to. And also over here, you can see that using the previous two supports on the market, that's when we actually be able to go long here. But now it's actually too late to catch this trade. And I actually believe that the market is going to take a different direction from here. So in this video, I'm going to be taking a live trade with you guys. Now, you recall that in my previous videos, in many of my previous trades, I use support and resistance to determine where exactly I should be going long or going short on the market. And 99% of all the times that I've done this here on a stream, or rather just preparing a YouTube video, it always worked and we always banked a profit. And you guys will recall that we'll make profit of more than 200% on a single trade using this very same strategy. But now we're going to be doing the exact opposite. And the reason why I'm doing that is simply because of a leading indicator that I see on the chart, but obviously not on this chart, on this data here. And it's something that I've already spoken about in my previous videos. That is a contrarian indicator. Over here, the number just went down, but when I started recording, this was at 90 million. So 90 million in long position and only 30 million in short position. Whenever the majority of people are doing something, we should be doing the exact opposite. It's something I've been talking about on my previous videos as well. So that's what we're going to be doing here. We're going to be going short, even though we just had this major support here. As you can see, there's huge support here and the market came crashing down, bounced off that, and then shot up again. Now, instead of us continuing to go long, in this case we're gonna take a short position. Why? Because most of the people right now are going long. So meaning most of the people are predicting that the market is gonna continue on this direction here. But because we know something called a contrarian indicator, we're gonna be using that in this video to actually short the market. If you want to be able to short the market as well, I use Bybit as my #1 exchange to trade futures market. You can find the link in the description of this video. That link alone gives you up to $30,000. And by doing that, you can actually join our Discord where we share these trading ideas before they actually happen. So we already discussed this on our Discord server, and we knew that the CPI data was coming up and the market was going to be very volatile. In fact, on my previous videos, I told you guys that within this period here of the 12th of December, I was going to stay out of the market because the market was going to be volatile. Now, this is a clip from that video, but obviously now there's a CPI data coming out on the 12th of December. So that's going to be in 4 days. And maybe that's when you want to be out of the markets because the markets tend to be then volatile. Now, as you can see, guys, after posting that video here, the market started being extremely volatile, and now we're getting another pump here. And my prediction is that we're gonna get another dump coming down to these key areas here on the market. So that's why I want to take this time to short the market. But first, let's look at support and resistance. What is it and how can we trade it? How can we use that to our advantage? Now, it's very simple. If you come here on the chart, you can see that the market has actually came to touch these levels here many times. You can see like that, went up and came to touch it one more time before going up right now, and I believe it's going to come down here. So the market came and touched these levels more than 3 times. And a general rule when you're trading technical analysis is that once the market comes to touch a key specific level on the chart more than 3 times, it will most likely will break it. So that's what we're expecting here, is that the market will now eventually break this support here. So that's what support is. It's a key level on the chart where the market most often come and actually bounce off that level. So you're finding support there. So that's what support is. And the opposite of that is going to be the resistance. If we come here and maybe actually draw a line here on top, and here we can see that the market got rejected. And the reason why was rejected is simply because here there's also some resistance here on top. Not only that, right now we're getting rejected at these key levels here on top. Now at this key level, you can see that the market has been rejected here before and has also been rejected over here, also been rejected over here, and then went up, dropped down and find this key level of a support here, and then obviously there's another rejection here. Here it didn't touch, but you can see more or less that there's a trend within around this key area here where we're getting rejected. So maybe let me go ahead and just brighten this up by maybe selecting a thicker line like that, and maybe just make it white as well so that you guys can see. You can see here that there's a huge resistance. That's why the market went up there and retested those levels, and that's what I'm expecting that is going to happen on the market right now. You can actually use very different time frames in order for you to see this, but the ones that tend to be working out for me is actually 4-hour time frame and also a daily time frame. Even 1-hour time frame will tend to work. So for example, if we change this to 1 hour, we'll be able to see the very same data here that the market came to touch these levels here. Obviously our chart is now sort of like dirty. Let's go ahead and just clean it up. And here you can see that the market went up and found this resistance here, and right now we're trading around this key area. And also previously there was a huge resistance around this key area. Now that key area can now be sort of like a support, meaning the market can come bounce off here, but I strongly believe that even if it pumps up, it's still gonna come down here. That's why I want to take a short position. That's my number one reason. And my second reason is simply because majority of traders right now are going long, and I need to do the exact opposite, especially if the discrepancy is too high here. And that's what basically support and resistance is. And obviously you can try this out on different assets as well. And Matic has actually enough data compared to ADA. Over here you can see as well the market came to touch this level here, but here you can see another resistance here on top, another resistance here on top, and also many resistance here on the other side. Let's just go ahead and increase this line so that we can see exactly what we're talking about. We're going to make it white and increase it. So you can see that is a resistance here on top. If we scroll over, we can see that we had also this key area, which is now resistance, was previously a support. So support can become resistance, and it's very important to keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and reset this. Now let's go ahead and also place a trade. I'm going to be using Binance to place this trade because I have a $50 challenge on Binance. A lot of you guys have been asking me to make a Binance video, but you guys know that I trade on Bybit, and like I said, you can find the link to Bybit in the description of this video. Now here I can just come, I don't know if I want to trade ADA or Matic. ADA for me is less volatile compared to the other assets. So let me open that one. Again, here we can see that the market is bouncing off this resistance here and also some key level of support here on the other side. So we're not going to place a trade on a market order. However, we'll wait for the markets to retest the previous high, which is going to be around this key area here. So that's when we actually want to go short, even though the market can actually drop immediately after this. But that's where I'm actually comfortable on going short, and the price is going to be 0.31810. So let's go ahead and deposit some funds here on Binance. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and place a trade. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a potential head and shoulders that is actually forming here. If we look at that, there is a potential head and shoulders. That's why I think going short right now will be a good idea. Now I'll go ahead and place a trade exactly on these key levels, because here we have some level of support, or rather resistance here on top. So that's when I want to be placing a trade. So these are the key levels where I'm actually seeing some resistance here on top. As you can see, there's some resistance here, and that's where I want to place a trade right here. So my price is 0.31. That seems to be fine. And then from here, I'll go on and short the market. My order was placed successfully. Now the issue is that when you're trading here on Binance, you can actually see your order. However, if you're trading on Bybit, you actually see the line here where you have your limit order. However, if I click on position, we'll actually be able to see our order over here. So basically what we're going to be waiting for is the market to come and touch this line here, which is now going to be our resistance. You can also say that right here it's also a resistance. However, I am comfortable taking this line here on top. Now there's a high likelihood that the market can actually start dropping immediately from here, but there's also a likelihood that it may retest these levels here before dropping back down. All right, so it's been about 1.5 days since we placed our trade and did our analysis using support and resistance. And now it's time for us to actually review our trade and our analysis and see how much money we have made if our trade got executed. Now, as you recall that previously, obviously it is in this very same video, but this is what we're looking at here, that we've got this key area here of support, and the price was actually trading around this price range at that time. But then we had initially predicted that the market was going to go and touch this white line here before dropping back down. If we come back here on Binance, you can see that this is the analysis that we had done, and then we basically drew this red line here on top, and we said that the market was going to bounce off that, and we're using that as a resistance, and we're actually trading this on ADA. However, you can see that the market dropped as predicted here, came back up, but never really came to touch these levels here, and then start going down again. Here you can see that overall we were actually right on the direction that the market was going to take. However, the market didn't come and touch our order here. That's the disadvantage of trading with limit orders, because at that time we were trading around this range here. Had we just took the trade immediately, obviously we would have been in profit right now. But that's what happens when you're trading with small size account, because you want to be as precise as possible. So that's why I always say that be overfunded and under leveraged, because in that case you can allow the markets to actually go on the opposite direction for a little bit before taking the direction that you had initially predicted. So that's what happened. You can see that we still have our order here, it didn't get executed. However, if you actually come back here, you can see that if you look into the other cryptocurrencies, let's look at Matic for example, you can see that Matic actually came and retested the resistance here on top before dropping back down. So it was just unfortunate that we were trading ADA. ADA is not as volatile as other cryptocurrencies, but I like to trade it because a currency that is not too volatile, it's actually very predictable. I'll make a separate video about that. And if we come back to, let's look at Bitcoin for example, you can also see that Bitcoin came and retested. In fact, Bitcoin did exactly what we thought was going to happen on ADA, because at the time of us recording the video, the market was trading around this area here, but then boom, look at that, before coming back down. So this is the scenario that I was looking at when I was actually trading ADA. However, it was actually very unfortunate. Let's jump back on ADA here. Now you recall that the reason why we actually placed that trade is simply because of support and resistance. As you can see, we had this huge area here of support, and then we have this area here of resistance as well. So that's what we're looking at, these two areas of support and resistance. And you can see actually here there's very big resistance here on top, and for that reason I strongly believe that the market was gonna take an opposite direction. Not only that, but remember at that time we actually saw a contrarian indicator using this very same technique that I taught you on my previous videos. I'll actually link the contrarian indicator video at the end of this video, so keep watching. Now at that time we saw a huge open interest on long position compared to short position, and as I've mentioned on my contrarian indicator, you have to do the exact opposite. Not only that, but we also had a resistance here backing us here on top. Unfortunately, it didn't come to touch our white line here. Like I said, if you look at Matic did exactly that, came here to touch it twice before dropping back down. So I hope you found this video helpful. I'm actually gonna stop recording from here. I'll make a part 2 of this video, because I still believe that the market is still gonna drop even further, but I will make a separate video with regards to how to trade support and resistance, and continue to show you guys live example placing real trades. And if the order doesn't get triggered, just like on this video, you can see the reason why the order didn't get triggered and what you have to rectify in the future. In this case, what we will have to rectify in the future is to make sure that we're trading on a market order, because at that time when the market was trading exactly around this range here, we would have taken the trade and actually took that nice profit here of about, let's see how many percentage is that, and that's just about 5%. So again, you'll be making 50% of your initial margin or your initial collateral if you're trading with 10x leverage. So that is how you trade with support and resistance. And again, I'm not only using support and resistance, but I'm using also sentimental trading and looking at other indicators such as contrarian indicator as mentioned in our previous videos. But now I'll link the contrarian indicator video here on the screen and see how I analyze the markets using these various trading strategies. Again, if you want to trade alongside with me and join our free Discord group, you can actually do that by signing up using our affiliate link in the description of this video. Then you'll use your UID to enter that on our website, which will give you a one-time access to our Discord. So do that because on Discord we're actually sharing daily trading strategies such as this one, and also trading signals, so that you can start making profit immediately. My name is Vusi Designer. Go ahead and check the video coming up next. I will see you there. Goodbye for now. Peace.